I released an EP in February, and the names of my songs were very weird. A lot of people had so many questions about them. They were like acronyms with numbers, and it was just like so cryptic. A lot of people were just like, what does it mean? Why are they there? Why didn't you just name the song normally? I wanted to kind of go song by song on my EP, Rosemary, and I just wanted to share with you guys why I decided to name the songs, why I named them, what the song meant to me, and just the behind the scenes of each song. I don't know if you guys have listened through my EP, Rosemary. I released it back in February, and there are 4 songs on it, and each song means the absolute world to me. There's a lot of emotion behind each lyric. I very much thought everything through because the songs are just, they're my babies, you know? I like spend so much time creating, and I want to make sure that I produce the best quality content that I can for you guys and for myself. I love making music. It's such a big passion of mine. And every day I get so excited to see what I can create, what kind of lyrics can come into my head. And the best part about music making or coming up with music is the lyric writing. The whole process of writing lyrics has always been my favorite, because even before I knew how to play guitar, even before I messed around with producing, my first jump into making music was lyrics. I remember being a kid writing a song for my mom to make her happy when she was going through a divorce. And I just have always felt connected with wanting to write lyrics, because I feel like those are the most important parts of each song. The way that lyrics can make other people feel, and how they can, I don't know, come out in a way that's so expressive and so emotional. And it's my like passion. And every time I make a new song, I just want to step up my lyric game. And I'm so inspired by so many different artists and their lyric writing processes. And it makes me so happy to just try and mimic or just do the best that I can to make a song that means a lot to me and can also resonate with everyone else around me. And so a big thing that happens when I write a song is that after I'm done with it, I'll sing it, I'll perform it a million times. I know the song by its lyrics, and I never really name my songs. Like, that's something that I just don't do. I don't know why. I just think that anytime I feel like I put a name on a song, I feel like, you know, that's it, it's done, the world can have it, I'm saying bye to it, and I'm never going back to it. And for some reason, that stresses me out a lot, thinking or knowing that I can just finish a song. Because a lot of times when I write things, I always change little things here and there. Even years later, I'll be like, you know what, maybe it'll sound better this way. And anytime I put a name on a song, for some reason, I just hate to commit to that. I hate having like, you know, like a song that I have just have like this finished name. I always like making it weird things, because I just don't want to put that signature like check mark that it's done on it, because I feel like music and art can never be done. They can never there can never be an end to my project or what I'm working on. And like, there's moments and drafts that I would love to share with the world, but I never really think of it as an end. And I hate naming songs. Anytime that I'll perform my song, I'll address it by the lyrics in the song. Like, yeah, the song that says yada yada yada, rather than like this specific name, just because, I don't know, that's how I remember my song better, by the lyrics rather than by the song. And also, I just think the lyrics are so important to me, and a lot of times my songs are so sporadic, like the thought process of the lyrics, that I can't just narrow it down to just one word or one phrase for what the entire song may represent. So it's a difficult process for me coming up with what my song's name is gonna be. And so in my last EP, Rosemary, in February, that you guys heard, there's some weird names, but I just kind of wanted to jump into each song and talk about what they mean, what those weird cryptic letters mean. I just kind of want to talk about the whole meaning of the song. And so the first song is SO.JKA, or So Jeka. I've had people pronounce it differently to me, and I think it's so funny every time. Funny how things go. But essentially, after transitioning, I started a new Instagram account. And the old one that I had from like 8th grade all the way to my senior year of high school, I didn't want to delete those pictures because I had so many good memories. So I made an Instagram account with that acronym. And basically what that acronym standed for was something old to just keep around. because I didn't want to get rid of any memories. Like, I know that one day I'd want to look back at my old pictures. In the moment, I was so over myself. I wanted to change, but I knew that if I deleted my Instagram, I'd regret it one day. So I just wanted to kind of put it on private, change the name, and just like keep it logged into my phone. And if I ever want to go back, I can look at it. So I changed it to just something old to just keep around. And I haven't said this out loud to anyone. I always told myself I was gonna keep it a secret. I didn't want anyone to kind of like go try and follow that account. I didn't want anyone to know what it meant. I just wanted me to know what it meant. Because it was kind of like just a diary thing where it's just like something old to just keep around. I decided to name a song about it because this first song I wrote pre-transition. And so the premise of this entire track is home and what it means to me. I first started writing this song like maybe 3 months on hormones after I was outed, after there was a lot of tension in my family. I just didn't know where home was because I had left my hometown and moved to Gainesville, and my girlfriend would always come back home and I'd always stay at her parents' house, and she always had a constant home to go back to. And I didn't really know where my constant home to go back to was. During the holidays, I'm surrounded by all these college students that say, I'm going home. And for me, it was, oh, I'm going to my girlfriend's parents' house. Like where was my actual home? And so the song kind of jumps into that idea of like, where is my home? And I started writing it like 3 months on hormones, but didn't actually end up finishing it until this year when I released it on Rosemary. So it was kind of a cool way to jump back into it. At the end, I show a clip of me originally singing it. So that voice that you hear at the end of the song, that's me like 3 months on hormones. So like hardly any change with how deep my voice is, but it was me working on this song, and I decided to finish it years later, but still, like, that song means the absolute world to me. There's a lyric in there that's so special to me. Propane can heat up a house when goodbyes are the only way out. And that lyric makes me so emotional because in high school, I wrote a song called Propane, and my mom absolutely loved that song. That's the one song that she always talked about. She was like, you need to get that produced one day. Don't ever sell that song to anyone. That's like my favorite song by yours. She loved when I performed it with my band. It was just something that meant a lot to her because that song talked about like growing up poor, and like it made her emotional hearing me sing that song. To grow up, but I don't want to act my age, 'cause I am afraid of losing my mind. And we have to grow up, but I don't want to know my age, 'cause I want to see the world in this. Propane can heat up a house when goodbyes are the only way out, meaning that like, I'm sorry that you love this piece of me, but that's not going to be me. I have to leave. I have to be on my own. I have to find out what home actually is for me. And I'm still figuring that out. Like, even years later, I still really can't tell you that answer. Like, I guess my best way to answer what my home is with my girlfriend, with my cat, with me being allowed, me being happy to be myself. That is where my home is, where I'm comfortable. And it's still something I'm learning to understand and process, but So JKA means the fucking world to me. I love this song, and if you guys haven't, you should check it out. And so the second song is called H. Irma, and a lot of you guys probably know what this means. Basically, Florida got hit with a hurricane, Hurricane Irma. It actually hit my hometown, it hit where I grew up, like really bad. I grew up in the Fort Myers area, and my mom stayed home. I don't know why she did. She barricaded her house and she stayed home. But I actually wrote this song during Hurricane Irma. I was sitting in my apartment in Gainesville, and the whole song is a one take. So I just sang my guitar, and it was just a one take. It was raining outside. We were in the middle of the hurricane, and I was just playing my guitar, writing this song. This whole premise of the song was me just kind of talking to my former self, apologizing for all that I put my older self through. because when I first transitioned, I was so overwhelmed, so stressed. I had so much regret in like, am I doing the right thing? Is transitioning what I want to do? Is this really who I am? And it was a lot for me at first, whenever I first came out, because I was so overwhelmed. I was so stressed. I was so anxious. I hated myself for so long. I always call the first part of my transition an awkward middle, because I felt like I was occupying this weird middle space of not fully being a woman, but also not being a male. And it was just weird because I really didn't understand how society viewed me. I became very sheltered. I pushed a lot of people away. And it was just kind of me currently apologizing to my older self for what I put them through, but also saying that, you know, we're growing, we grew out of it, and because of everything that we experienced, we are stronger today. And that was the whole premise of H. Irma, because yeah, I'm so happy to be where I am today, to see my growth as a trans woman, as a woman. I just am so happy to see who I am, and I cannot say that enough, that I've grown so much, and I really am happy with just everything that I represent and am today. So this song is a fucking smash. Love it too. It's like my favorite song on the album. And the next one is VM.Tarot. And what that stands for is Virgin Mary Tarot.
Gentle eyes, midnight hues, wondering what the fuck were we to do. Tired mind.
I grew up Catholic, and once I began transitioning, once I came out, I felt like I was going against my Catholic roots. I'm also Mexican, so my Catholic roots are kind of embedded into my culture of being a Mexican. So if you kind of go against it, you're also feel like going against your culture, and it becomes this weird thing of, what am I now then? If I'm not Mexican, or if I'm not Catholic, then does that equal to me not being Mexican? Like, can I exist somehow in one space but not the other? And it was a big battle for me to truly understand and find my intersectionalities with being a trans person of color, and really trying to express that when I felt so disconnected for it. I even changed my last name to a whiter last name, and it's really one of those things that I've struggled with a lot. And so at some point, my girlfriend and I surprised my girlfriend's mom with like a pack of oracle cards, because she's into that shit, and so am I. But we got her like a guidance cards with like goddesses, because she loves goddesses and stuff, and we thought it'd be really cool if we get it for her. And so we were sitting down, I was like, you know what, you should do my reading. I think that'd be really cool. And so she did like the past, present, and future. And I think it was either my past card or my future card that she drew was Mother Mary. And I don't know why, but in that moment I got really emotional. Like, I had an anxiety attack. I started crying when she like drew the card. And for some reason that card really resonated with me. And I really wanted to name that song after that because of how much it meant to me. And I don't know, I just wanted to share that with you guys. I'm not really sure why that really inside it made me emotional in that moment. And it wasn't really what the card represented or what it meant on the booklet. It was more of just the idea that I got that card. Out of all the cards in the deck, that's the one that represents Catholicism as a whole. And being Mexican, I feel like the Mexican culture really idolizes the Virgin Mary. And so it was just, it hit me out of nowhere, and like a ton of bricks, and it just was wild. But I don't know, I still think about that a lot. And so the last song, which is my favorite one of them all, like title-wise, like it's the one that always a lot of people ask me what it means, is AG441. And it's so funny. The story behind this is actually really funny to me. But AG stands for American Girl, and 441 stands for Route 441.
You started drinking, you're sleeping alone. There's a fine line between you, what's real and what's home. I never know how to hold on.
So my girlfriend moved to Gainesville after high school. She got accepted to the University of Florida. And we kind of started our relationship in the idea and knowing that she was going to move, and not really knowing where we were going to kind of go from there. but we started dating like in the summer basically. So we were like, all right, well, we'll have this summer before you move and we'll have it together. And if you have to leave and we have to break up, it is what it is. But I think we fell really hard for each other because as time got closer for her to move, I got really overwhelmed and really sad. And then when she finally left, it was really heartbreaking for me to just let her go. So I didn't want to. And so American Girl 441, there's a Tom Petty song called American Girl, and there are rumors that the song was written about a girl that killed herself in Gainesville, Florida, from Beatty Towers, which is a dormitory at the University of Florida that my girlfriend was living in at a time. We always joked about it being haunted, and because of how cold it was and weird sounds we would hear. I mean, she lived on like the top floor and heat rises, so we just never understood how could it possibly be that cold. And so the joke was that her dorm was like haunted because of this girl that killed herself, and it was just an urban legend that exists in Gainesville in the University of Florida community. And Tom Petty is very idolized in the community. And to be honest, I've never even heard the song American Girl. Like, I absolutely don't even know. I'm not really sure who Tom Petty really is. I know he did the Free Falling song, and that's about it. And I know a lot of people are gonna give me shit for that. But this song is very personal to me because it's a lot about how I felt when my girlfriend Emily, when she left and I was stuck back home. There's a lyric in there that says, "There's a fine line between you, what's real and what's home." And that lyric makes me really emotional because it was honest, the truth. When she left, I really didn't have anyone to vent to anymore. I didn't have anyone to really personally like just say like, I'm going through so much, I'm so dysphoric. I didn't have anyone to be there for me when I was going through my dysphoria, and I loved her, and she had become a safe space for me, a place where I can express myself, she could express to me, and I loved her. I loved being with her, and seeing her move and me being alone for 4 months and knowing that she was alone for 4 months, it like broke me. And so this song was really about that long distance relationship and how hard it was for me and how hard it was to communicate, and basically leading up to me having to move out there. And that's exactly what I did. I couldn't give her up. And so AG 441 will forever exist as the song of my pain, of how much it hurt whenever she left. And yeah, so that is my EP Rosemary. Those are the secrets behind my songs. I hope you guys enjoy this because I really like talking about my music like this. If you want to hear more, I have so many songs that I can jump into. Go on my Bandcamp, look up songs, let me know what you guys want to hear the story behind, because I'd love to share it. I love talking about my lyrics because honestly, my songs mean so much to me. Each one has such a personal story, and I just really would love to share whatever I can with all of you guys. If you guys want to hear any more of these or want any more of these style of videos, let me know. I love, love, love it. But thank you guys for everything. I also just released a new single called Laundry. The link will be in the description. It's only $1 if you want to buy it. I love that song. It would mean so much. I'm going through a lot financially, so any help would mean the world to me. Check out the song. If you don't want to buy it, just listen to it. The link will be in the description. It's a fucking bop. I promise you, it's like my favorite song I've made in such a long time. But yeah, thank you guys for everything. I'll see you guys in the next one tomorrow, actually. Happy Vlogmas. Bye, guys.